Hey, I'm Congilio. I'm a guitarist, I'm an instructor, I'm a session musician, I'm a producer some days, and I'm a presenter, I'm a speaker, demo guy. Man, if you can think about what you could do with a guitar, there's a good chance that I've done it, and hopefully have done it so that I can sustain a living. Being a student of the guitar was one thing for me, but really sort of understanding how I was going to make a living doing it was another. And when you decide to make your passion, because it was never a hobby for me, something early on said, you can do this and you can make money at it. And initially, there was a thought of like, I'm going to be in a huge band, or I'm going to be a solo artist, or I'm going to be a world-class session musician. I gotta survive. How am I gonna do this? The thing I'm best at is playing the guitar. And that morphed into things that are now really coming to fruition for me, whether it be playing more tangible musical things like touring and session work and producing singer-songwriters, to actually working with companies like Martin Guitar, Universal Audio, Paul Reed Smith, Two Rock Amps, to help promote their brands as well, you know, in addition to what a lot of people know me for, which is online instruction, all that kind of stuff, and it all feeds the beast, which is my, my living. If you're going to make a living at this, you have to do more than just sleeping on your girlfriend's couch, you know. So I moved to Nashville once in the late 90s. I get a great gig. I'm recommended by Brent Mason to do this gig, and the bottom drops out. I lose the gig. They wanted somebody that was a stronger background singer. I was devastated. I thought my life was over. And it took me a while to get even comfortable with telling that story, because I was so convinced that it was a failure and no one should know. But you get older and you start to realize that that forms something bigger come 20 years later, maybe, or 15 years later. So I moved back to Pittsburgh and I said, I'm not working in guitar stores anymore. I'm gonna be an instructor. I'm gonna be a guitar teacher. So I worked at a music store in a 4x6 closet and taught anywhere from 40 to 60 students a week. Now that's half hour on the half hour. Started at 3, worked till 9. 5, sometimes 6 days a week. I had to schedule in my own breaks or had to eat fast food in between students setting up their guitars. It was madness, but I was making the most money that I ever made as a guitar player. And then I was playing in a really great swing band. We toured a lot on the East Coast. Really, really fun. I was having the time of my life. I was in Pittsburgh and sort of finding my way as an instructor and a player. I connected with Fishman, Fishman Electronics, or Fishman Transducers as they've once been called. A friend of mine was working for them and he said, hey, we're making these acoustic effects pedals and nobody really can play in the factory like you can. I become the NAMM demo guy for that, the overall demo guy, and I'm working a lot for them, going to Guitar Center and Sweetwater and all these really great places to demo. And they said, you're great, but we can't afford you. Would you do some other stuff for us? So I started doing artist relations and marketing and social media. I mean, they didn't even have an Instagram at that point. It was 2008 or something like that. And Fishman connected with Truefire.com because Truefire was helping companies host and shoot online demos. And I was the demo guy. So behind the glass, the folks at Truefire are like, hey, you're pretty good at this. Do you teach guitar at all? And I went, do I teach guitar? I'm blowing off like 60 students right now to come here and shoot these videos. So they were like, great, well, you're good on camera. And they said, well, you should check out what we do. And when I did, I was like, wow, I'd really love to do this. We came down and we shot what we thought were going to be these singer-songwriter courses, because they thought that's what I did. I was playing acoustic guitar for Fishman, and I was just faking it really well, apparently good enough to fake them out. So I did that, and it just never got off the ground. And I went to a blues jam, which is what I was really good at, was playing blues, and they were like, why didn't you tell us you played electric guitar like this? Hi, I'm Congilio, and welcome to 50 Texas Blues Licks You Must Know. 50 Texas Blues Licks You Must Know is going to be your course that you do, and I went down, I did it. Within 3 days, it had sold 700 to 800 copies, and I was just freaking out. It was an honor. I was touched and said, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. So I kept building my Truefire library and building a business with that I wasn't even really paying attention to, because I wanted to tour and I wanted to do sessions, and I had to come to Nashville to do that. I moved down here and I have some moderate success in doing sessions and touring, but after about 6 years of this, the touring has taken a toll on me physically. I really love it. I love playing in front of people, but it is a grind on all things, on your relationships, on your gear, on your personal routine. At least for me, that's what happens. And I realized that I was just beating myself up on the road, and I have to take a break. So I have a great conversation with my now good friend Brett Papa from brettpapa.com and Papa Stash YouTube channel. And he said, you are really leaving a lot of opportunities on the table. Your Truefire reach is broad, but I think it could be broader. I can help you. So he started working with me. We became friends. As many of you know, like there's a lot of these guitar YouTubers that are connected, and he and Tim have been incredible motivators for me to kind of continue my outreach. And we all have our own way of disseminating what we think people want to watch, hear, and learn from. And I'm excited to be doing that more and more. When it comes to working with these companies I work with, like Martin and Universal Audio, the Martin thing was a direct transition from Fishman, because Fishman and Martin have a relationship of 30 years. And I knew how to make their stuff sound good, and Martin's had them on board. So it was a natural thing for me to go with Martin and do clinics for them and demos. And I should mention that when I moved to Nashville, I quit working for Fishman entirely because people were calling me the Fishman guy. And I was like, damn it, I'm a guitar player, not a Fishman guy. And that was something I had, it was a risk, you know, because I had at that point a salary and benefits, and I cut it all. And some of that I still wish I had. But in any case, it really connected me with Martin. From that point on, I remember my first year I did 40 events with Martin around the country. It was really, really fun. And I still do that a lot, probably somewhere between 20 and 25 on a good year. And I got to deliver, so they're like, Corey's our man. We want to hire him for the next thing too. You're only as good as your last gig, so I have to make them great all the time. So these companies like UA, Martin, PRS, 2Rock, they'll see me doing a good job for them. Other people will see me doing a great job for them, and they might want to hire me too. And it's not about just playing guitar to get hired by a guitar company. It's working for a company that's way more stable than an artist that wants to take a year off and won't put you on a salary. And you gotta bring your A game to all levels. And what that means is you can't just be a good player. You gotta be a person that responds to emails on time and texts. Look at that email. Does it look like something that's professional? I just sent an email to PRS and said, hey, I want to take a trip to come to the factory. What else can I do for you in 2020? What can I do for you? Not about what you can do for me. When I get messages, people saying, hey, I bought a McCarty or a 594 or any of these or a Silver Sky because I saw you play it, to me, that's the gift back to them. This guitar is almost $4,000, you know, and it just showed up at my house. You know, I didn't even know how much it was, and I went to the Guitar Center like, holy shit, you know. It made me appreciate them even more. Like, you know, nobody just does that. This is the second Maple Neck Silver Sky off the line. John got one, and I got the second one.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and just because I asked, I was like, hey, I really want to get a white Silver Sky, and I want to use it to demo at NAMM. And they said, well, we're making a Maple Neck one. We'll let you take that one as long as you don't tell anybody before 9 a.m. on Thursday. I was like, your secret's safe with me.
Deal.
What I've moved away from is really trying to impress anyone here or anywhere. because for me, my path is to be a guitar consultant, personality, instructor, as well as a bona fide musician touring in session work. I honor this instrument, I honor the art form, I honor the people I work with, I honor the companies I work for. That is always the overarching thing for me is, what about the job? What do I have to do? The opportunities come in the networking. It's about having real friendships. All of the stuff I do came from that. Whether it was my really, really good friend who got me to work for Fishman, I lived in his house, we played in a band together when I was like 20, or my friend that helped me with UA, or the connection I got with Martin through Fishman, or the Truefire thing, or the friends I made that work for Truefire, or now my friends with Brett Papa and Tim Pierce. Should I keep going? Like, all of these people have manifested these relationships with me, and it's all been really, really good, and I'm so excited to continue it.